Hey y'all, how y'all holding up? I mean, it's not funny. I'm not laughing at anybody. Um, I'm just high. Don't pay me no mind. But in all honesty, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm a good person. Um, so I don't like being in front of the camera. I really am not comfortable in front of the camera. But I wanted to, with everything that's going on, I wanted to come on and kind of go over a little bit more symbolism in what's happening, because I had been saying and the hardest part about all of this whole virus shit is that I had been telling people for years that it was going to happen, and um, film and media had been subliminally telling people that it was going to happen. Um, but people can think of a million reasons why they want to stick to whatever is normal for them. Like nobody there's not that many people that have a certain sound logic, and you get sound logic by being able to see and face harsh reality. um, and a lot of people don't have the ability or don't want the ability to see and face reality, so that's why things happen and people are like, oh, what, bitch, how many shows and movies came out forever ago saying that there was going to be a pandemic? You had The Walking Dead. You had what else? Outbreak, Contagion, The Walking Dead, X Files, 28 Days Later. Like, you had all these fucking movies forever saying that something like this is going to happen. Now, I don't think, you know, stockpiling water was, going to do anything, especially last minute. But the point is the information has always been there. As a tarot reader, it's not just the cards that are spiritually telling a message. Movies and television are just as much tarot as any deck that's out there on sale, hands down. A lot of the reading I do comes from just me watching movies and television, and a lot of my synchronicity videos show that. Um, and recently, a lot of movies have been and television shows have been giving tower energy. The tower card is a card that speaks of sudden changes that somebody is normally not ready for. You're thinking everything's fine, you're thinking it's all good, and then you realize that's not, in a shocking way. And a lot of movies and TV shows have been giving tower energy for a long time. And there are a lot of things that are taking place that are shifting um, shifting everything down to our DNA. And again, all this information has been in television and movies. Um, so it's not hard to tell how everything is going to play out, because there has to be a certain amount of disclosure. There has to be a certain amount of, even if it's not directly said, it's out there. So this is why, like, a lot of movies that do channel tower energy are often like apocalyptic or dystopian, and by design, because again, they're these spiritual images trying to convey a message to you. Now, I don't know if the people who make these movies, who write the movies and direct them, I don't know if they know this. They may not. But I do know that the Most High speaks through symbols and images. So we're in the pandemic phase of um, planetary shifts. There are also movies that deal with, what did I write down? Like a comet or some kind of like space debris hitting the planet or coming to the planet, having some kind of effect on our DNA, like uh, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which has been remade plenty of times. Um, again, a movie where something from outer space, and it's still kind of along like the pandemic vibe, but it's a movie where um, something comes from outer space and starts to immediately take over, changing the way we behave, uh, the way we feel. And another movie that ties in with that, it's not exactly the same, but the movie Annihilation, which is an excellent movie. Some people, it's hard for some people to follow it, but if you're a geek like me, you loved every second of it. Um, in Annihilation, there is a comet that hits. Um, and once this comet hits, it sets off a chain reaction um, that starts to literally ripple space time. And it changes our DNA. So the people set out to investigate and figure out what's going on, and they realize that whatever it was that hit the planet is literally turning everything back into nature. So there are people like standing there, and then next thing in this new reality, they look like plants. There's all kind of phenomena going on. There's like crossing of species and things that are normally impossible start happening. Something else that we may experience, and again, movies are just like a very dramatic telling of what's happening to get it in your psyche, to get it in your mind, to prepare. Not that it's necessarily going to play out as dramatically as it happens in the movies, probably not, but the fact that it's going to happen. With Annihilation, these changes made people go crazy. And not necessarily that people were insane, but these changes that were happening, like mentally, these people couldn't take it. And again, we're going to, that's something that's, we are going to experience as well. So again, for people who, right now we're home. For me, I haven't been around anybody, but I definitely get out to get my sunlight, and I definitely feel like the solar energy is definitely changing my perception, like the way I see things. So again, it may start off subtle, and then subtle changes will lead to bigger changes. So for you sensitive people, be on the lookout for things changing. The way your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your sense of touch, the way you think, the colors might be getting brighter. Some people may be able to see spectrums of colors on things. So look for stuff like that to start happening, and don't fear it. Don't fear anything that is going on. A lot of these things that are happening, we're just at a place now where certain cycles are happening that we are not used to, because they happen so infrequently, we don't know about them. A lot of us have lost our connection to nature. We've lost connection to a lot of the things that used to be a way of life for us. So we don't know about certain cycles. Like we know about when the seasons changing. We know about those cycles, winter, spring, summer, fall, which we didn't have a winter, bitch. We know about winter, spring, summer, fall. We know about the moon cycles. We even know that certain comets pass by the planet every so often, like on a certain cycle. But there are certain cycles that are even above everything that we know. And like I said, we're not ready for them because I said we've abandoned so many things that were natural to us. Not many people watch the stars. Not many people go to observatories to look at the stars to see what's going on out there. And there are a lot of changes. Like, we're just not on a stationary planet. Like, we are moving through space. It's just, we're not just sitting idle. We are moving, and we are getting back. And the planet moves in everything out there moves in a spiral. And we're coming back. This planet is coming back to a place in space where we haven't been for a really long time. So again, the planetary influences, solar influences, are going to start to have an impact on us, down to our very DNA. So again, be on the lookout for that and be sensitive to your own changes. And I'll get more into some of this later on, but for right now, I just kind of wanted to touch on a few things real quick. We also have the tech movies that, like iRobot, Terminator, movies like that, that detail like how technology is going to rise up and take over. And we've already seen I'm using it right now. It's giving me the ability to be able to communicate with you that I didn't have before. So again, it may not play out as dramatically it plays out in the movies, but these things are still happening. What else? We also have the alien invasion movies, like Independence Day. I'm pretty sure there are more, but I couldn't think of any more. But shows like the X-Files. The X-Files just dropped so much. The X-Files dropped so many gems. It's not even funny. I still binge. That show is my religion. I still binge watch that shit. But one of the things that the X-Files showed me was that we are the aliens. Black people, Hispanic people, Latinos, Asians, like, we are the aliens. So whatever changes are coming, whatever alien influences are coming, are what they're trying to say is that it is melanated energy that is taking over. Now, you can take that, you can believe it, you cannot. I'm just telling you what I channeled from these things. And again, as the aliens, there's certain influences that are coming that are changing our DNA. And some of us are going to start looking like fucking aliens, bitch. Y'all keep playing, keep not listening. But this is what I'm here to tell you. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's hard to wrap your mind around. But I've always been like left field, weirdo, different, could channel things, could talk to people that weren't there. So it's not hard for me to wrap my mind around, but I'm trying to help y'all get there. So that, again, that when things happen, y'all not so fucking devastated and run around like chickens with your fucking heads cut off. Again, all these movies that have like this higher energy, again, are preparing you for a lot of the changes that we are going to start to experience. We've already been experiencing them. It's just they're about to run it up. So again, we've already had technology. We've already have had pandemics. We've already, all these things have already happened. But again, it's about these influences, these forces, they're about to run it up on us. Because it's time. Like I said, we are getting back to a place in space where we haven't been in a long time. a few more movies that I thought were very important, that had to do with like cosmic shifts and astrological shifts. Um, Movies like uh, in the show Watchmen, The Watchmen, and X Files. Again, these movies that are showing you that your DNA is changing, that you're mutating. Because again, where we were before, your DNA, we're not there anymore. So our DNA needs to catch up to this new location that we're in space. Like I said, I know it sounds out there. Bitch, I know. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. And I'm not saying little green men. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about what is going on inside of us internally. There are no little green men. Well, maybe there are. Space is infinite. I don't know what the fuck is out there. But I'm just saying. For those of you that think it's crazy talk, I'm trying to put it into layman and mundane terms so that you don't think that me saying like certain things are going to come to pass is going to mean, like I said, little green men are going to get off a ship. That's not what I mean. The alien invasion is all these fucking Africans coming to America. The alien invasion is all these fucking Mexicans here in America. You're experiencing it. But again, it doesn't happen like it happens in movies. You're experiencing it. This country has never had this many people of color living in it. The takeover, the alien invasion. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You can take it or leave it. But that's what it is. It's a lot of us here now. There's a lot of people of color here from all walks of life. And that energy is shifting things. But a movie in particular, there were two movies in particular that I wanted to touch on. The first one is this movie called Fast Color. And bitch, it was so good. All my black witchy girls, please watch this movie. Please watch it. Because it's showing you how your energy is speeding up. It's showing you how much power you have. That you have the ability to now have a say in how things are going to go. Please watch that movie and channel that energy, let it come through you. But another good movie that I want you guys to watch is a movie called Branded. Very powerful movie, very symbol rich, and easy to me. It was easy to follow along. It was easy to watch. And this movie is basically letting you know that the branding, the way corporations kind of had a stranglehold over things like branding and marketing, that whole era has been done away with, and now it's everybody is their own brand. And it's like every man for themselves. So whereas though before you had, the kings of branding and you name anything. Now it's going to be us, and that people need to brand themselves because it's about mass consumerism. But what was more important than that move to me about that movie was there was a scene in it that really it really had me shook because it was a vision that I had had years ago. And there's a scene in the movie where the sun is coming up. It's like midnight. I don't remember exactly what time it was, but it was at night and the sun started to come up. And they were like, oh, that's unusual. And bitch, years ago, I had a vision. I had a dream that it was like 11 o'clock at night and the sun was up. And bitch, we was outside like, what the fuck is this? And I knew in that moment that global changes were coming. And again, this is when I started telling people, like, listen, plan with your families, start having these conversations because the shit is getting real, shit is changing. And to see that play out in the movie, it was mind blowing. But I bring that movie up and I say all that to say this. That is an actual phenomenon that we are going to experience. Again, we are going back to a place in space where we haven't been in a long time. And this is going to come with like astrological changes that we also haven't seen in a long time. And a lot of things that we take for granted, like again, even the moon cycling in and out is miraculous. Most people don't even pay attention to it. Most people don't even appreciate how amazing that process is. And there's a lot to that that a lot of us don't even know. But we are getting to a place where, how can I best explain this? We are about to experience certain astrological and cosmic shifts that are going to have people more afraid than this fucking pandemic. Especially, again, if you are the type of person where you don't even pay attention to the moon, this shit really about to fucking blow your mind. It's going to feel like we are experiencing like a wobble in space-time. Because again, it shifts in time. So like I said, we're going to experience certain phenomena, like, it's supposed to be nighttime, but then it's daytime. So again, get your minds ready for these things. You're going to start to see certain things in the sky. Because again, we're getting back around to somewhere where we haven't been. So there's certain things that are going to start passing by, like in very close proximity. There are going to be certain things hitting the planet, like comets and space debris, that are going to start to hit the planet. And again, we'll be able to see them. Like large comets, like you'll even be able to see it during the day. It could be high noon, bright sun, no rain clouds, and you'll be able to see certain things passing in the sky. And again, not that these things should make you afraid, but again, just so you know that things are changing. Our place in the galaxy is changing. And it always has been. We got away from things that are a lot of our spiritual traditions, a lot of things that if you are Native American, if you are Latino, African American, just a lot of things that we have abandoned. A lot of people aren't astrologers anymore. And they used to be a part of religion, to study the stars. But again, we got away from that. So again, people who are sensitive to these kinds of things feel like something's coming. And again, movies and films have been showing us that these things are going to happen. I just want for people to be prepared, because when things happen, it puts us in a space of fear and shock. And then people come around and start trying to take advantage, where what's happening is like a natural occurrence, a natural phenomenon. It just doesn't happen all the time. So it's going to feel like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. There's no such thing. There's endings and beginnings. Like, in order for anything to be infinite, it has to end and begin. Nothing stays the same. Again, if things have to end and then begin, it has to, transition. There is no solid like end where it just ain't gonna be shit anymore. We are evolving. Our DNA is changing, and we are going to start to see it in the sky. And again, this is the main reason why I wanted to do this video, so that way people aren't so caught off guard and afraid. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Again, just start. You got time. Start to sit outside and look at the sky. Because there's this rise of feminine energy that's coming. And it's a dark energy, dark matter. Dark matter is going to start to change this planet. It's going to start to change our DNA. The dark mother is here, and her energy is pure. And if you are not pure of heart, you know how Christians, like back in the day, sing those songs, none can walk up there but the pure at heart. And pure doesn't mean good. Pure just means concentrated. It is what it is. It's nothing else. It's purely what it is. This energy is purely what it is. And the Great Mother is coming here. This dark energy, it has to be dark, because it needs to protect the children on the fucking planet. A lot of y'all worried about money and a lot of this dumb shit. Y'all hoping to get a fucking check. Bitch, the energy that is hitting this planet ain't no fucking joke. Like I said, it is super, it's blacker than anything you could ever fucking imagine. And especially for y'all so scared of dark energy, dark magic, all this other kind. Y'all so scared of that, bitch, hang it the fuck up. Because when these shifts get done, you won't even be able to think wrong about somebody before you get fucked up. In order for us to continue on, these children have to be protected. And our trifling asses have not been doing it because we want money. This is why I have no sympathy in my heart. None. Because we have let a lot of fuck shit. We have let a lot of fuckery happen. And we let it happen to our kids. But everybody want to argue about everything else. Oh, it's Jesus. Oh, it's this. You wrong. That spiritual shit is evil. Bitch, our fucking kids is out here dying. Why you always worried about the wrong shit? Like, bitch. Again, I ain't here on this channel to argue with nobody about if it was the fucking 5%ers and the Moors. And like, at this point, what does any of that have to do with any fucking thing? Seriously. It's time to get our minds right. It's time for us to really, and it's not that like I'm blaming anybody, because I get that the powers that be have done a really good job at fucking our minds up. I get it. But there still should be something within that speaks to you and lets you know that certain shit just ain't right. And if you're not feeling that right now, again, this is great that it's a quarantine. Been on this shit. Because I'm at a point where I don't want to talk about anything else. There are too many things happening. There are too many shifts happening and too many changes happening for me to want to sit and want to talk to y'all about Beyonce. For me to want to sit and talk to y'all about whatever trivial celebrity shit that happens. I don't care about celebrities' personal business. I don't care. Again, there's way more important things happening right now that we need to be focused on. But again, we choose to focus on dumb shit. It's a lot of powerful ass bitches on YouTube, and y'all bitches want to argue with each other over dumb shit. That shit is so annoying. Y'all make us look so fucking stupid. Y'all really make us look like we ain't got sense the first. We ain't got no common sense. We don't have no real empathy. And y'all arguing over dumb shit. Again, it's very real out here. And my focus is and has always been our children. And I only have one. I knew once I had one, I was like, this shit ain't for me. I'm too selfish. I'm too lazy. I'm too everything. I don't want to be responsible for nobody else. I had the one. That doesn't mean that I don't love children from deep inside my heart and that I don't want to see them protected. And a lot of y'all, especially a lot of y'all fucking fake ass spiritual community, a lot of the energy that y'all channel, that's how I know y'all be full of shit. A lot of the energy, the spirits and shit that y'all channel are eventually going to come here to be children. At least the ones that I channel. This is how I know this shit. And again, there's certain energies trying to come here, but they can't because they know it's fucked up. And again, y'all arguing over, who's right and who's wrong, who's really this and who's really this and this and that, and this is what you're supposed to do and this ain't. At the end of the day, the spirits that I channel don't give a fuck about none of that. They only care about how they can get here and be here in safety and not have to worry about anything, but carrying out the will of the Great Mother. Because these Orishas, whatever we like to personalize things, and we have always done that. Black people, we have always done that. People of color have always personified the energy. So you call them Orishas or whatever else you want to call them, and you personify them. And the fucked up thing is, like, especially like in the Black community, like the African spiritual community and shit like that, y'all got these Orishas acting fucking stupid. And y'all never thought to change that shit? Y'all got Oshun out here hoeing. Like, y'all got Obatala and like all these other motherfuckers out here just doing dumb shit, getting drunk and fucking up life. And that was okay? Like, y'all never questioned that shit? Y'all still call on these motherfuckers? That's the vibe y'all want? Y'all never sit with this energy and ask it how, or let it tell you how it wants to evolve? No? Interesting times we're living in, ain't it? Interesting times we living in, ain't it, bitch? Oh. It ain't just about calling on something so you can get your way. These energies want to be heard, understood, and assimilated into our DNA. They don't want to sit here and make your man come back to you, bitch. And whatever other silly ass shit that y'all ask these energies for. But again, you can only go spiritually as far as what's here. But again, this is why I'm making this video, so that way you can see, again, it's time out for trivial things. We are on the cusp of very powerful, very profound cosmic changes. And I want to see all of us get through it. I want to see all of us on the other side. But that's, you know, what we're dealing with. And again, I don't want people to be afraid, because like I said, the things that are happening are going to be very profound, and if you're not ready, it might cause you to lose your mind. It might cause you to be very upset. Some people might even take their own lives, and it's not necessary, because like I said, these are just changes that, you know, are going to happen regardless. So again, take this time to meditate, and whatever spiritual work you're doing should be protecting children, so that way whatever changes happen, we can move our species forward in a way that we are safe, we are well, we are not being harmed anymore, we're not being oppressed anymore. If your spiritual work ain't that, I don't want to talk to you. Like I said, I have been on a solitary path for a long time. I've been trying to talk to people for a long time. Even when I was in the church, talking to leadership, talking to pastors, preachers, deacons, anybody. And everybody was always like, you know, just dismissing me, brushing me off. And now look. Now look. The people want me to do spiritual work for them, and then being offended when I say no. I don't want you. I don't give a fuck about your boyfriend coming back. Bitch, like what? Like think globally for once in your selfish ass life. For once in your selfish ass life, there has to be more to your spiritual pursuits than your petty desires. Do you have a plan on how you see the world and how you want it to be for yourself and your fucking children, or children that you plan to have if you want children one day? Did anybody ever stop to think of doing that kind of spiritual work? Did anybody think to get to know the Orishas, so that way when you get pregnant, anybody even thinking about harming your child would drop the fuck dead? No? No, you just want money. You want that nigga. You want, you know, that car. Fuck these kids, right? All I can say is, you know, again, this black feminine goddess energy that's coming in, I just put it out there. It's not going to be anything to play. If you're on the right side of this energy, love and understanding and abundance can be yours. But if you people who still continue to choose to be on the wrong side of this energy are going to really end in destruction. Like, It just is what it is. And like I said, I have no sympathy. I have no remorse, none. Like I wouldn't have sympathy for somebody that hurts children. I don't, because at this point, that's what you're doing. A lot of people have like such strong feelings about people that harm children, but bitch, you ain't no better. Just because you ain't personally ever touched a kid wrong or something, like you still harming children because you refuse to do anything about it. And y'all claim to be so fucking spiritually powerful. You claim to be that bitch in the spirit realm. We should feel it. We should feel it. And we're about to, because the real ones out here doing it is women that you don't know. They don't have no YouTube channel. You ain't never gonna see these hoes, and they fucking shit up in the spirit realm. Fucking shit up. Get on that fucking wave, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a black woman. Y'all better get the fuck on board. That's all I'm saying. So again, watch these movies, watch these television shows, and then again, ask the energies to interpret them for you and to give you insight into all the changes that we are going to continue to experience. No matter what it looks like. You know, again, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's this, it's, they just want to start chipping people, and, oh, it's like, okay, and y'all ain't gonna do shit about it no way. The church has been predicting this shit forever and ain't got plan first on what to do about it. I grew up hearing this. And the church ain't got plan first except to tell you don't do it. Again, listen to people that have solutions. Do your meditations and get in touch with these energies so that way you can find solutions for yourself, for your family, so that you can be well. Again, turn off the news, turn off TV. Continue to do what you need to do to stay safe. And again, instead of channeling these energies to get trivial things that don't mean anything, channel these energies to get insight into how you are going to navigate these changes that are happening. Because this ain't it. This ain't it. This coronavirus, this ain't all. And again, I don't want people out here, when things really start to shift and change, to be devastated and afraid. It's a time to be logical and rational, and to plan and to strategize and to meditate and to be open to these planetary influences. And that's what I want. I want for our children to be able to come to this planet and not have to worry about how they're going to be fed, or if they're going to be alive, if they're going to be killed, if they're going to be harmed or abused in any way. Because the God energy is child energy. And most of you are you experience your godness when you were a child. You had so many abilities when you were a child that you just have lost. Because your parents weren't there to keep you on point. Because they had to eat. They had to keep a roof over their head. They had to, we're more concerned about our cars than our children. And that is a crime against humanity. Because again, these energies come here, they become our children. So a lot of y'all, you talk about, Oya, no Batala, no Goon. These energies want to come through you and be your children. They're looking at you. But y'all got it fucked up and thinking that these are who you're supposed to pray to. No. You're supposed to work with them. But again, we let people convince us of certain traditions that are not accurate at all. But you can't tell people nothing, just like you can't tell Christians nothing. You can't tell, These fucking Santeria people, people in certain, you can't tell people nothing when it comes to their traditions, bitch. And I ain't trying to. Life will tell you better than I ever could. All I'm saying, you can do whatever you want to do. All I'm saying is get in touch with these energies because it's important for the survival of us. We're changing. We're turning into something else. And again, especially if you're Black. Because what the energies are telling me is that there's too much harm being done to Black energy. There's too much harm being done to Black children. So we have to turn into something else. So get your mind right as to what that something else is going to be. Like I said, I know it's trippy. I know it's out there, you know, but life is trippy and out there. We live in fucking space. How y'all so... If what I'm saying is weird, then again, you have a lot, you know, you got a lot more growing to do. But for other people, you know, again, you realize that you live on a planet in this beautiful galaxy, and you think ain't nothing else going on out here. I'm just saying. I just want us to rise up. Because again, like, these changes are good. These changes are good, no matter how ugly it seems in media. It's good. You should want to change. You should want these changes. So again, meditate, do what you got to do to like really channel these energies, and don't worry about what it looks like on the world stage as far as media is concerned. You are more powerful than you know. So instead of focusing on what it ain't and what's going wrong, focus on how you want it to be. Use your energy to make changes. And use the energy is the energy of love. And a lot of people think that love is, you know, all just sweetness and kittens and unicorns. No. This love energy, like I said, it's so pure that it's dangerous if you don't know how to approach it. A love so strong and a love so powerful, it's willing to do anything. It's willing to kill anything to keep itself alive. That's what we're dealing with. So you either get on this wave of love, and again, not as this like gullible, oh, I love you, so, you know, yeah, you can keep taking from me. Hell fucking no. This energy of like, you try to take from me and your fucking hand will fall off. That's what real love is. That's what this real energy is coming here. There's some real shit coming. And like I said, you can be on the right side of it or not. But I've gone too long. I've said more than I came on here to say. But for anybody that have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Again, I know this is a scary time for a lot of us, and we can get through this together. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm going to start working on the weekly tarot readings for you guys. But again, reach out, you know. Like I said, you got questions, or you just, you know, feeling kind of out of sorts, you know, with everything that's going on, reach out. You know, email me, you know. We can kick it. But I just want you guys to be okay. You know, like I said, there are a lot more changes coming that we need to get ourselves ready for and help each other through. That's what it's about. It's about community. It's about our children. And it's about us getting out of this weird matrix that we've been in for a long time. So that is it. Thanks, guys.